Patrick. I want to welcome you to my class today, and we're going to do a Kundalini Yoga training session today. And I want to give you a little bit of information about my background. And I found Kundalini Yoga about a decade ago, and during that time, I couldn't find a teacher, and so I had to stick with Hatha and Vinyasa Yoga. Then I hurt my back and my knee, and I had to kind of wait. And so now I wound up doing Kundalini with Kundalini University and doing my training. And so this is one of my first classes. So I appreciate you being here with me.
Yay.
So let's talk a little bit about what Kundalini, the history of Kundalini Yoga and the Golden Chain. So I love this part because there's a direct descendancy from Adiyogi 15,000 years ago, who brought in that centeredness and enlightenment, passed it on to 7 sages, and gave them the initial seeds. Then Patanjali came and he went and took it and consolidated 1,800 different practices of various yogis, consolidated into the 196 sutras, and then created the 8 threads of yoga or limbs of yoga, including movement, breath, meditation, guidelines for living, and ultimately samadhi. Guru Nanak added, about 500 years ago, he added enlightenment and sacred sound, or Shabd Guru. And I love that because that's your own unique sound, your own vibration, your own centeredness. Yogi Bhajan developed Kundalini Yoga and brought it to the U.S. in 1969. And Guru Singh studied with him, and then he created Kundalini University. And then I did that training, and we're here today.
Yay.
So the thing that's special for me about Kundalini Yoga is that there's different kriyas, and the kriyas are for specific things. So if you have an injury, or you have emotional things, or mental, or physical, or spiritual, you can do a particular kriya for that purpose or process. So today we're going to do the kriya for elevation, for the 7th chakra, for your crown chakra. So what we're going to do is, the intent here is to connect the energy with the divine flowing through you and to open up those channels. So in a general kriya, there's, in this case, 10 asanas. So if we did the whole practice, we'd be doing 10 asanas, 10 postures. But for the purpose of this training today, we're only going to be doing 3. And so during this class, I'm going to talk about each posture, its benefits, do a demo, and then the next thing is we're going to do it together. And what Guru Singh said to us was, do the best you can and be happy with that. So I know we all have our own mobility challenges and issues, and so I want you to do these at your own pace and ability. So we're just going to kind of go with the flow, and I'm going to teach you how it's supposed to be done right, and then we're just going to move with that. So the first thing we're going to do is a mantra, and this is what we do for a tune-in. This helps us center ourselves. And so when we do this, the thing I like about this particular mantra is it helps connect our 3 brains. So as we're chanting and the energy and the vibrations going through us, you can feel your head, your heart, and your gut brains. And it'll vibrate, and it'll activate those. And it helps center us internally. So the mantra is the Adi mantra, and it's Om Namo Gurudev Namo. And that means I bow to the divine teacher within. I mean, how cool is that, right? So it's feeling that divinity within when we do this. So the way the chant goes is we're going to close our eyes, straighten our spines, take a deep breath. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. And so full breath, and we'll chant through. And so you're going to do it to the best of your ability, and it's okay. Let's take a deep breath. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Great. Next, big breath. Time. Om Namo breath. Feel that energy flowing through you. And I forgot one thing that we should have done prayer pose at the beginning, but that's all right. Okay, now we're going to move on to our Sufi grinds. And so there's always a tune-up and always a tune-in and a warm-up. And so now the next thing is the Sufi grinds. And this is something that I really love. And I actually feel like this is really fun. And this is done in circles. So we're going to rotate on our pelvis both directions. And we can do that big or small. And the whole purpose of this is to activate the energy of the pelvis, the digestive system, and the organs, and to help heal the body. So we have our hands on our thighs, knees, and we focus on the third eye, and we're going to inhale forward and exhale as we go around the back. So inhaling forward, and we're going to do that a few times. So ready, spine straight, chin straight, just bending, and then this good. We're going to go counterclockwise first. Doing great. Okay, in the next rotation, come to center, and then we're going to change direction. Go clockwise now. Nope, sorry, yep. Okay, now when you get done with that rotation, you're going to come back up to center. Take a deep breath in. Do a root lock, which is where you pull in your anus and sex organs. Take a deep breath. And just reflecting on how that felt in your body. Good. Is that pretty comfortable? Okay, great. So then let's move on to our next asana. And this is the extended spinal flex. And so this is something that we're going to do where we are going to be extending forward and backward. And so the purpose of this is to stimulate the neck and cervical spine, and is to shrug and release stress and burdens. And so I love this because it's really an easy thing, hands on knees, and you're going to just kind of, it almost feels like you're rocking back and forth, almost like getting into your own skin, where you can go as far forward as you can and as far back. And what you're wanting to do is, it's like, in some ways, it's a sitting down cat-cow. And so we're going to do that back and forth, and we're going to have it so that we're going to inhale forward again, lifting the chest up. There you go. And breathing, and then we're going to exhale. We're going to inhale here and exhale here. So, okay, let's do those together. And when you come back, you want to tuck your head in. And when you go forward, you want to extend it out. You can feel this in your hips, in your back, gently in your shoulders. And then when you get done with that, again, come back to center. And so here we're going to go and just close our eyes, root lock again, spine straight, chin perpendicular, parallel with the floor. Take a deep breath, and we're going to do the root lock and just hold that energy in for a minute. And then again, reflecting back on how that made you feel in your body, what moved, what shifted, what that was like for you. Is that fairly comfortable in your body? Could you feel it helping open things up?
I can actually feel it in the hernia in my diaphragm in the back. I have a weird hernia under my lung, and I can feel it stretching that out.
Does that feel good?
Yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
Good. So these are things to do for, you can do the simple and like we talked about at home in bed. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, it definitely gets under that right rib cage where that hernia lies, and it's up against my lung, and underneath that it's in the diaphragm, so that actually pulls it out of the ribs.
Nice. Well, perfect. Okay, so now we're going to do something, our third asana, and this is the life nerve stretch. And this is where we're going to have our legs out in front of us. And this is in Sanskrit, Paschimottanasana. And so the purpose of this one is for the lower legs to stretch and lengthen. The ankles are together and your body is together. And so when you pull your feet, flex your feet back as far as you can, you'll start to immediately feel the hamstrings. No locking the knees. You want gentle knees. And then what I tell people is you want to rotate your thighs going inward so that it also helps strengthen in here too. So this lengthens the hamstrings, the lower back, tones the abs and organs, encourages breath in the back body. So for what you were just talking about, this will also be really helpful for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to have our legs stretched out, straight spine, and we're going to be bending forward from the navel. So this is where it's like your hips are a hinge joint, and how far can you go down? So we're going to exhale forward when we bend, and then we're going to come up, just back up a little bit. Inhale, and then we're going to go down again. And with each exhale, see if you can pull, not with your shoulders, but from your hinge in the hips. If you can pull and just let yourself gently lower yourself that much more each time. Because ideally what you'd want to do is you want to have it so you can actually have your arms on the ground, elbows on the ground, and head in your own knees. And so if you want, and you can get down to your toes, which you can, pinch the big toes with your thumbs, and that also activates acupressure points. So just up and down. And using the breath to help guide your body down. Lengthen and strengthen. And also this is another great asana to go and pull, and with the breath going into the back body, it also can help where that hernia is. So having the intention that the oxygen will go to where that hernia is will help. Good posture, good form. Okay, and then coming back up to straight spine, eyes closed, take a breath. And as you do this, let's just feel in our bodies how they've moved and shifted, strengthened and lengthened. And take a few breaths here. Anchor in the energies of what we've just done. Okay, and then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to move into our meditation for today. And so we're gonna be back in easy pose or whatever comfortable position that you have. And the thing that's wonderful about meditation is it's the time to connect with your own divine presence in your body, your mind, and your being, and it creates clarity, peace, and a connection with the divine. So it's really pretty simple. We're going to be doing long, slow, deep breathing into the abdomen. And I love this because it means you get to the head, the heart, and the gut brains. And it also can help with the back brain and the back spine. And so we're just going to meditate for a little bit. And you can have your fingers in yoga mudra. So this way, yep, because that makes a circuit of energy that flows through, up and down, one arm through and down. And so we're just going to close our eyes and just take some long, deep breaths. In through the nose and out through the nose. And just feeling your spine and body allowing itself to align in whatever way is perfect for it. And seeing if it's possible that the connection with the divine takes place and being aware of that. Okay, and then we're going to kind of move into our relaxation now and to take all this in. So just we're going to relax in whatever comfortable pose you want to be in. Laying down is generally how we do it, and on our back, and it's to integrate the energies and let them flow. And so I suggest that you're going to lie down, let all the limbs relax, and that you're going to have just a nice, easy flow in your body. Legs can be splayed out, arms can be splayed out, palms up, and we're just going to relax like this for a little while. Just natural breathing. Okay, and then just letting yourself gently come back into your body, moving your toes and hands, and then as you feel comfortable opening your eyes and coming back to seated. And we're going to do our closing. Seems like we got here in the blink of an eye. So how was that, Patrick? How was that
It was
whole
good. It was very good.
sequence for you?
Relaxing and strengthening.
Okay, good. And it just, for me, it just shows things how potent they can be. And it doesn't have to be a long practice. It can be really fairly simple. So if you were going to say what your one word for today is, for our practice today, what would you say this experience has been for you?
Relaxing.
Cool. And I think mine is empowering. I feel like I love how this can flow and just go easily. And so next we're going to do our closing, which is our chant, which is Sat Nam. And so we're going to have our hands in prayer pose again at the heart and arms, that's right, out. And the chant is Sat Nam, which means I bow to the true identity, and that's true as we like honor each other going out in our days and our worlds and everything else. So it's a long sat and a short nam. Let me demonstrate. Deep breath in. Sat nam. Okay, let's do it together. Deep breath in. Sat nam. Namaste, Patrick.
Namaste.
Thanks for today.
It's good.